My mic was off. Fuck. What's up? Okay, I thought I turned my mixer on. I don't know why it just didn't work. So we should be fine now. How's levels good? Everything? You guys can hear everything fine? How you guys doing? Welcome. I haven't it's been a while, right? How you guys been? All good. Ooh, everyone's telling me some interesting things in the chat right now. Thank you, Hada. I actually just got it cut by one of my coworkers, actually. So that's fun. Oh, Dusty! Everybody! Fucking Dusty Pog. I gotta shout you out. Come on, man. Everyone just give Dusty a huge shout out. Fucking artist for like every documentary we do on this channel. This dude is fucking insane, dude. So talented. I love you, man. And I'm really excited to put this one out because I commissioned you for this probably like 3 months ago. So this is gonna be a fun one. But yeah, so I don't know if we're supposed to do I don't know how to be a Twitch streamer, guys. So is it just kind of like, I don't know, boys, the plan is simple? Is that what we're doing? Today, what we are going to be doing is watching a brand new documentary. And I've been working on this one for a really long time. It has been... Shit, I started planning this one in maybe like the end of 2020. So it's been a few months in the works. Got a lot of cool interviews with people. While I'm kind of like rambling out about this, put some predictions in the chat. I don't have Walt coin yet, but put some predictions in the chat. Let me know what you guys think it's going to be about, because it really could be anything, right? I tried to not reveal too much, aside for to some friends who have kind of like looked at the video and, you know, whatnot, in kind of production and whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming on with this. This has been in the works for a while. I had interviews with Sheridan, Dr. Z, Matt.Zeb, Juggle Guy, Gimmer, the illustrious. Who am I missing? Nintendude, and who was the last one? Why am I missing someone? Sheridan, Nintendude, Juggle Guy, Gimmer. Oh, Crimson Blur. Come on. I don't know why that took me so long. I'm sorry, Blur. Okay, fuck you guys. Stop it. Stop talking about that in chat, because that's supposed to be the next thing. Fuck. Fuck all of you. God damn it. Fuck. That was the other announcement. So if you guys can read, then it's over now. But anyway, okay. So then let's just get right to the announcement that I wanted to share with you guys. I was really excited for this one. Got people hanging out in the chat. Really happy to be doing a live showing for you guys. Of course, support the video on YouTube because that's how I get paid. But I want to do this with you guys here, kind of like interact with the chat. And before we kind of get into the video, I have one big announcement, and then I'll kind of like go through some Q&A that you guys might have, and then also kind of like figure out how you guys want to handle watching this video. Like, do you want me to have a face cam on for this? Do you want me to be like video game cutscene and just turn everything off and we'll just watch like a movie? You guys let me know. But in the meantime, we got some pretty big news. So really cool stuff. I'm very excited for it. We will be introducing... Oh wait, shit, that's not right. Ignore that one. Introducing... What is this? Is that Leffen T-posing? We got introducing turndownforwalt.com, guys. Check it out. Type it in your web browser, press enter, and maybe see what comes up, because we got some fucking merch, guys. And I'm actually sporting some right now. You can see this model is clearly me here. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Should probably capture the cursor too, right? Oh no, what just happened? Everything's ruined. Anyway, while I fix this, we got some cool merch coming up. I'm really excited for it. Turndownforwalt.com. If someone can type that in the chat so my measly viewers can just click on the link, that would be great. Let me just add a new window capture for this. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Oh, it's doing this dumb thing where it doesn't like fit on the screen now, right? That's annoying. Someone tell me how to fix this. Fit to screen, and then it doesn't fit. There's black bars on the top and bottom. Anyway, we got some cool merch coming on. I'm really excited for it. It is a dead giveaway for the project, so our upcoming documentary, feature-length film of sorts, that we're going to be watching tonight is a documentary on the story of Apex 2015. We have the Apex 2015 collection here. Again, huge shout-outs to Dusty for the artwork for all of this. Limited time for the video coming out. We're gonna have this available for probably a few weeks to a month on this. Pick some up now. It's really, really cool. Obviously, I picked up some samples of my own. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. We got the My B collection. You know, I think this guy talks a lot, and it's about time for him to learn some respect. But we got some cool stuff, embroidered hoodies, embroidered hats. The mug is kind of a hitter. Yeah, I'm not a Twitch streamer, guys. Let's just get that out of the way. Come on. The Turn Down for Walt collection. That one's really exciting. I just ordered the Cursive logo hoodie for myself. I actually believe that some people ordered that as well. I'm looking at you, Hada, in the chat. Cool joggers, because I'm a big jogger guy. And then the What's Your Band collection to kind of round out the set right now. Just kind of cool Melee-isms that I wanted to get onto some merchandise. And then posters, of course, for most of the documentaries that we've had out so far. Everything's looking really cool. I'm really excited. This has been a long time in the works, so please, if you have the means, please consider supporting, picking up some cool threads on the way. And yeah, what do you guys say we get to watching this documentary in a second? And I should probably make it public too, right? I also need to figure out why this does this, where it's like black screen here. Anybody who's a Twitch streamer? I can't make it public after the stream, dude. That's dude, the video is so fucking long. I mean, do you guys think that'd be better to do that? Patches. Actually, okay, real talk. DM me, because I have some ideas for people who have, like, you know, friends who have already bought some of the merch. I want to do some cool stuff with that. Dude, someone tell me why the fuck this is not full screen anymore. Like, there's... God damn it. Do I have to do a display capture? Is that gonna... If I do a display capture... So this is like Twitch tech stuff, because I'm not a streamer. I'm using Streamlabs OBS Tornado. Yeah, and JD, I'm using a window capture. So I was gonna say, if I do a display capture, when we watch the video, will it lag? I assume that window capture would just be better for that, but I could be wrong. And this was the tea that I was brewing, by the way, guys. So, hashtag Earl Grey Pog, hashtag Walt Pog. Okay, display capture is fine, so we'll do that then. So, the question remains, what do we do about making the video public? Do you guys think, Shut up, I'm not a streamer. Yeah, that's right, I'm not a streamer. I fucking suck at this platform. Alright, make public after stream. Oh, the Al Dente Brothers has arrived. Let's go. Happy to see you here, man. Welcome. We just announced the merch. The store is now open. I'm really, really excited for it, and hope you've been well. Why not make it public after stream? I don't know, because I want views now. But I guess we should keep it to you guys right now, because you guys are here. I feel like that's the important thing. I can't wait for I'm Not a Streamer to be the next merch line on this store. But in any case, guys, again, so our documentary, I will now show you guys here. The Story of Apex 2015, A Splendid Tragedy. I do want to say, before we go ahead and get started on this, and you'll probably see it once this renders in, or gets ready to go, is obviously, this is kind of real talk, Apex 2015 had a lot of individuals who kind of weren't the best people out there. I just want to make it very clear to you guys, this actually did add quite a bit of production time on my end. Really trying to work around that as best I can, but just like, you know, please understand that some of this stuff was very, very unavoidable. I really did try in certain sections, and I think the job is done well because you guys hopefully won't notice a lot of the sections that I really did work around on it. But you know, there's some things that, you know, pretty unavoidable, kind of a product of its time sort of thing, and I hope you guys can understand that going into it. Regardless, I'm really, really excited for this project. I'm super, super proud of it. I think it's probably one of my best docs ever. And as I was rambling, if you guys happen to notice the runtime on this, it's really, really fucking long. So I hope you guys are in for a treat. Patches, I know you texted me earlier. You made some fucking popcorn. I hope you had enough to share with the chat. We got a cool documentary to watch. Are you guys ready? Oh, that was my other question. Okay. I just realized I put the window or display capture above my webcam, and I was like pointing and like trying to explain things this whole time. Hey guys, what's the moral of the story here? I'm not a streamer, right? But yeah, if people want to tweet about it, go ahead and tweet about it. I'm down. What do you guys think? I don't want to keep like tweeting over and over and over again, because it's kind of like still just tweeting my Twitch, and the next tweet that I'm going to post is the actual announcement for the video that comes with like the merch drop, the fucking you know, this, that, and the other thing. Oh wait, oh my god, I forgot one of the most important things. Okay. Okay, Hada's saying keep the face cam. While I'm talking about this next thing, and then we will get started in the next few minutes, is let me know if you guys want me to keep my face cam on. Do you guys want this to be kind of like a commentary along where like I chat with you guys, or do you want me to be like completely silent, chill, and like keep face cam off, keep mic off, whatever? Like, let me know. But the last thing that I wanted to say, and this relates to the merch store drop, is you guys are going to want to keep your eyes peeled through the video, because I've hidden 5 discount codes within this video, sprinkled throughout. It's probably like once every like chapter or so. Like there's like 10 segments. I probably put one in like every other chapter or so. They're like fucking impossible to find. I really don't think anyone's gonna find like some of them. Like some of them I made really, really hard, just to kind of give like a game and a challenge. It might be difficult for you guys to, Ventus, that's incorrect, actually. I'll get to that in a second. But it might be difficult to see on the display capture for Twitch. So if you watch it on YouTube, all I'm going to say is keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to put a pinned comment once the video goes live in about an hour to let everyone else know to participate in the game. These codes are one-time use. So once you find them, if you do, make sure you use them, of course, and then comment and tell me where you found it and how long it took. In addition to that, the 5 discount codes, there are also 2 turn down for Walt logos, and I'll pull up a store logo picture for you guys. Two of these are hidden throughout the video. If you find both, message me. Again, like, let's drop comments. I'm trying to get that fucking engagement up, you know what I'm saying? But message me, and you'll get a free item from the store. Whatever you want, just let me know. If you can find both. Again, I don't think you're going to find any, so good luck. There's a lot. But that's that. So that covers basically everything I wanted to talk about. I'm really excited for today. There was, like, again, documentary took forever. I think it's great. I'm a little biased, obviously, but I've shown it to a couple people, and they seem to really enjoy it as well. Of course, the people who participated in interviews: Blur, Juggle Guy, Dr. Z, Gimmer, Nintendude. I always forget one. And Matt.Zeb. Huge shout outs to them. I don't know if they're going to be in the chat or popping in later on, but, you know, again, nothing but love for those guys helping me out with this video and really making the story much more robust as a result, because there's a lot of things surrounding this story which I think people don't know, and hopefully this documentary does it justice. So again, yeah, merch, 5 discount codes in the video. Keep your eyes peeled and look for 2 of those logos throughout the video, appearing once each. And if you find the 2 logos and let me know, the first person that finds it gets a free item from the store. So let's get started. And it seems like you guys want me to keep the mic on, so I'm going to do that for this. And just let me know how volume is as we go along. Murphy's Law states that if something can go wrong, it will. Nothing epitomizes this more than the story of Apex 2015. It won't be, don't worry. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that this is also the story of one of the greatest Super Smash Bros. Melee tournaments of all time.
I wish I could say I was 100% surprised. There was already a foreboding feeling going into it.
The Apex Tournament Series was an annual esports event with focus on the Super Smash Bros. Games. Dating back as far as 2009, the series would see increased attendance over the years, with numbers coming to an impressive head at Apex 2015, boasting 1,037 players and an over $18,000 prize pool. This would stand as one of the largest tournaments of its time before being surpassed by EVO the same year, as well as the first ever Melee Major to exceed 1,000 entrants. That prize pool would also be the largest of its time, having overturned 2006's MLG Las Vegas. Previously nicknamed the Super Bowl of Smash Bros. By Grantland writer Ben Lindbergh, 2015's installment of Apex was expected to kick off the calendar year with a bang.
Apex traditionally has been the largest Smash major on the East Coast. Throughout its history, it's been the only one that really gives all the Smash titles their due. You couldn't think of Smash without thinking of Apex.
And thanks in part to winning a spot at Evolution 2013, as well as independent filmmaker Travis Samox Beauchamp's The Smash Brothers, the competitive Melee scene had been thriving. Everything was coming up Millhouse, and Apex 2015 had shaped up to be one of Melee's most anticipated events ever. It also served as the first ever major to the newly released Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, bringing in 734 entrants alongside brackets in Smash 64, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Guilty Gear, UMVC 3, Killer Instinct, and even the new Pokemon games for the year. Of course, Melee would stand at the apex of, well, Apex, and it would certainly deliver a lot of hype. Each of the 5 gods, or the apparent 5 greatest players to ever touch a GameCube controller, would be present. A very rare occurrence indeed, with Apex being one of the last times these 5 players, that is Armada, Hungrybox, Mango, Mewtwo King, and PPMD, would enter the same bracket in the game's history. The tournament would come off the back of the 2014 to 2015 Apex World Circuit sponsored by Twitch, a series of 14 qualifier events featuring a $1,000 prize bonus and complimentary flight for each of the winners. The circuit qualifiers would take place all over the world, from Florida to California to Canada to Japan, and a group of 16 players would earn their place in Apex's top 48 bracket through strong placements in each of these events. Unsurprisingly, Mewtwo King would outperform everyone in qualifier points by virtue of being both very good at the game and by attending more qualifier events than the remaining 15 players.
There were a lot of really big tournaments that year, such as SKHR 3, and the reason why they were big was because of the Apex World Circuit.
Perhaps more important than all of that at the time, though, was Apex's official partnership with Nintendo of America, for the record, the first of its kind for the Melee scene. With all of these exciting things taking shape, you probably wouldn't think that the Apex series was also a complete and utter shit show.
It's Apex. You know it's gonna suck. Every year it's gonna suck. But you're gonna go because it is the biggest tournament.
Some would say the tournament was cursed from the very start, given its illustrious history, but trouble would begin just 10 days before Apex's slated start date as head organizer Alex Strife stepped down amid sexual harassment allegations.
As a result, he was immediately removed from Apex, and that kind of resulted in Apex running around like a headless chicken, trying to figure out, okay, who's actually in charge and how do we manage this? Alex Strife was the one who had signed all the contracts and had all the contacts at the venue, and he just wasn't there, and that actually complicated things behind the scenes.
Definitely off to a rocky start, and unfortunately, it gets even worse. What do you guys think so far?
I had seen on the news all the way over here in California about a parking garage collapsing due to snow or whatever. And it was only when I got to Apex that I realized, oh, we're at that point. This is where this is happening.
Snow may be to blame for the partial collapse of a parking garage in New Jersey.
This is fucking crazy,
operator was on the
I
top
still can't
level
believe
of the
that
three-story
is
garage
what
when investigators
happened.
say the concrete collapsed below him. He didn't have time to run for cover and was injured.
I think it might have been the Wednesday before the tournament that we're walking through the venue, and literally there's one whole hallway that's just tarped off, basically. And if you poke your head around it, you're kind of seeing some debris.
Despite the atrocious weather and literal roofs being brought down, the Clarion Hotel Empire Meadowlands told organizers that Apex was still good to go. That was a lie.
I think ultimately it did come back onto the owners of the hotel for allowing an event to even be permitted to happen that weekend, given the state of their building. If I recall correctly, they did get penalized for that by their local government.
Jumping ahead to Friday, January 31st, the first day of the tournament. At 8:50 a.m., 10 minutes before pools are set to begin, the fire alarm is pulled.
I was actually running off my hotspot because the internet they never fixed it. I went to go, hit live on the stream, but backdrop fell over. So I was like, all right, I'm back. I put the backdrop up, and then I went back to go live, and fire alarm went off right before I went live. If the backdrop didn't fall over, I would have went live. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? I didn't want to go live because we usually go live with commentators at that point. So, there's a fire alarm going off, so obviously I'm not going to go live. So eventually someone's like, yo, I think this event's going to get shut down. Fire marshal's here. I was like, huh?
I made that section a month ago. I still think it's hilarious.
The show has been canceled. Everyone must vacate the premises immediately. If you have a room in the hotel, you can go to your room. If you don't have a room,
imagine the world where Gimmer started the stream.
Everyone start moving towards the exits.
Enter the fire marshals. A routine inspection of the Clarion following the alarm prank leads to even more bad news. It quickly becomes apparent that the hotel was not fit to host an event, period. In fact, one of the ballrooms was at risk of collapsing just the same as the parking garage outside did just a few days prior. Extensive structural damage due to the winter weather, alongside parking code infractions and just general law breaking, revealed that this venue wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
I've never seen a venue contract that cheap. for an event that size. It's just not possible. Like, and so it was very clear why he did it that way, right? He wanted to save money.
Everything about the venue kind of had disaster written all over it.
Oh, there he
and
is.
This was
What a
kind of
handsome,
the end of the
strapping
road
young
for our
man.
wishful thinking that the event could still go on.
Mike Gonnelly, the Secaucus mayor, informed NewJersey.com that multiple vehicles were parked in the fire lanes in front of the Clarion, presumably due to the damage to the parking garage, and the hotel had failed to apply
It's a great
for
story,
permit
Ben.
to
I hope
host
you stick
more
around
than
for it.
500 players in this event.
I remember the most concerning thing is I see the label, the sign with the official room capacity, and it's definitely in the hundreds. It's nowhere near the thousands.
What's going
I
on,
don't
Duran?
know if there's a single aspect of event production that it did right going into it. Like, it literally, nothing was right. To clarify, yes, the roof collapsed. It was not a series of unfortunate events. If the roof didn't collapse, the event still wouldn't have been able to run.
The entire venue infrastructure just cannot support this level of event.
So the optics of Nintendo's first partnered event with the Melee scene would be this: a disaster event in the dead of winter with a severe storm that canceled many flights, damaged buildings, and put attendees at risk. For pretty obvious reasons, and to put a cherry on top,
just so
the venue
old.
would be deemed completely unusable for the tournament.
With Apex 2015,
half
we
the
had a
camera footage is,
situation,
like,
I think,
out of focus,
where
too.
the original venue was sized appropriately, maybe for like a 2013 type of turnout, but it was nowhere near close to adequate for 2015. And because of that, I do empathize with the TOs, because like they did their best to keep up with the growth, but unfortunately the venue just kind of like had no business being home to a 1,500, 1,600 person event like Apex was.
The first Smash-centric tournament to be partnered with Nintendo, gone in a flash. Just like that, poof. Apex was over before it even started. But as Dennis Whatley once said, expect the best, plan for the worst, and prepare to be surprised. Simple enough. Still going strong, right, guys? For all intents and purposes, Apex was over. The tournament simply could not continue. Or at least not at the structural engineering panic attack that was the Empire Clarion.
I'm not
An
telling you
emergency
where the
team
codes
consisting
are,
of
guys.
figureheads from Melee It On Me, as well as other tournament organizers, gathered to find a
What's
solution
going on,
in
Wisely?
what
We
many
are
famously
about,
called
probably
the War
10
Room.
minutes in, yeah.
The hero of this whole event, the guy who deserves the most credit by far, JT Gleason, after being basically bombarded with like, we need help, he's like, okay, let me talk to some people, right? So he talked to John Park, who was the financial controller at Twitch, basically the guy he needed approval for. He was like, hey, if I could find us a venue or something, an alternative solution, would I be able to get like a quick amount of money dedicated to this? Like, is this something that we can do?
We'll make it work.
Oh,
Yeah.
This shot makes me so mad. It's completely out of focus. It's so great, though. It's a really, really good quote.
Thanks for being fucked up. We gotta make do.
Within a few hours, Apex staff, backed by Twitch, would find and book a new venue, the Garden State Convention
someone
Center
fill
in Somerset,
new
New Jersey.
chatters in
a certain
on
upgraded
what the
venue
fuck we're
quality,
talking about is?
especially given the tense situation, but still a venue that was
Hey,
almost
thank you,
40
Interplead,
miles
just
away
appreciate
from
it,
the
guys.
original location.
What we found out is the Garden State Convention Center would take our call. Like, as in, like, they're like, you're crazy. But we don't have the room booked this weekend. I mean, I guess.
Thank you to Twitch so much. We have secured a new venue if you have not yet heard.
By 4:30 that afternoon, volunteers and attendees alike were supporting to move game setups and heavy CRT televisions, all while staff looked to keep everyone informed of the change in scenery. As players and equipment were transported to the new venue, Friday was lost, and the revived Apex would now officially begin on Saturday, January 31st.
I think a lot of people probably just went home if they drove to the event, and we just lost a lot of people.
They were like, the venue was still like putting power down and stuff. So I was just like, it's gonna be a long night.
With one seemingly insurmountable task complete, the tournament staff was faced with an even bigger challenge: run a tournament scheduled for 3 days in 2.
I had a light bulb moment that led to that being possible. Redoing the entire
Get some,
schedule actually
Nintendo
wouldn't have been
pogs in the
possible because a considerable amount of effort have been put into conflict resolution. Conflicts meaning when people have multiple events at the same time. So if you had redone the schedule, all of that would have gone out the window, and you would have had a repeat of every previous Apex event where people have to play in 3 brackets at the same time and it all goes to shit.
What's possibly even more surprising about this is that Apex staff somehow managed to keep every event on the schedule.
So then I realized, well, what if we just like condense the schedule? What if each wave, instead of being 2 hours, was an hour and a half? And we kept the same exact schedule otherwise. It just turned out that that was barely enough time. Like those 30-minute time saves each wave added up to enough time to be able to do this.
And thank goodness they did, because Apex turned into one of the most memorable tournaments of competitive Melee's history. I could go on for hours about all the storylines and upsets and weird happenings at this event, but I'd like to focus on just a handful of players and their stories. Starting off with this guy. I'm Devon Energy McDaniel.
He's not even hearing these. I hear his voice.
Oh my God, dude.
Holy shit, he's commentating. He's commentating.
He's not even commentating. He's laughing at you, dude. He's fucking laughing at you, dude.
Brandon, you better win this shit.
He can't even play.
Out.
He can't play Spaces. He can't play Spaces because he's too busy laughing at you, dude.
Win. Brandon, you better win this shit, man.
What?
I believe.
I'm glad you believe in me,
I'm a believer. Fuck, guys. No, it's not funny. Don't laugh. Don't ha lol that shit. I'm out. You guys don't realize I'm fucking out.
Dewan, stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. I'm just saying I'm out. Fuck. Fuck.
That clip was taken from a weekly tournament series organized by Showdown Smash called Get Smashed at the Foundry. And if you needed any more of a hint, Shroom got smashed at the Foundry. His drunken shenanigans eventually spawned a tournament in his honor titled I'm Not Yelling, which took place just a few months after Apex on April 11th to 12th. I don't know if you guys want me to do like intermission pauses as like a director's commentary, but fun fact, so Pinky made this trailer for I'm Not Yelling, and he made some really, really great PR videos over the last few years. I don't think he does videos anymore. I made a trailer for this tournament too, but no one knows that because it's really, really bad. So I'll just leave it at that. But the real ones know that I had a channel before Turn Down for Walt, and I made a trailer for I'm Not Yelling, and that was one of my my Smash videos that I did back in the day. So yeah, there we go. Moving on. The reason I'm mentioning all of this is because, fun fact, the banner photo used to promote I'm Not Yelling was taken at Apex 2015. Dewan Shroom McDaniel was widely considered to be the best Dr. Mario player of all time, having been ranked as high as 7th in the world on the first iteration of SSBM rank in 2013. He would become known for his Dr. Mario play with a number of top 8 finishes at events like EVO 2013, Apex 2012, and Apex 2013. But it would be after Apex 2014, however, where Shroom decided to do one of the most challenging things a professional Melee player can do in their career: change mains.
Fundamentally, in my opinion, I feel that Sheik and Doc play the same. It's just Sheik has much stronger tools overall. I like Sheik. I'd already been playing her for doubles, and I liked her in that mode of the game, so I'll just try my hand with singles, and I started to really enjoy playing.
AMF that coaching.
And then I just made the full-time switch.
Characters. Having been inarguably the best Dr. Mario player in the world for a long period of time at this point, Shroom let Doc go in favor of Sheik and Marth. The switch would come with its own set of challenges, as he would place a bit lower at some of the majors he attended through 2014, but it seemed his character choice would really punish him at Apex 2015, as he would fall to the losers bracket in the very first round of winners after a close set versus Silent Wolf.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Dewan in bracket, but it was just very exciting, and I just love seeing Dewan beat people because of like the way that he's like his trajectory among like the rankings in the community. It's just fun to see Dewan beat people because people are, I think, underestimate him just because of like the kind of person that he is and the fact that sometimes they're not really sure how seriously he he's been taking the game.
Take a shot with me. Oh, wait. No. Only drink if you're of age.
In most cases, dropping to the loser side of bracket is a death sentence. But not for Shroomed. Oh, catch him?
Let's go Shroom Chat.
Oh, that is nice. That will do it.
After his round 1 loss, he would win 5 straight sets, including some big wins versus Swedish Delight, Axe, and his second ever victory against Mewtwo King. The first win was just a few weeks prior at 2014's Pacific Northwest Regional, and this win would make Shroom the first player ever to take a Sheik Ditto set off of Mewtwo King. His run would finally be halted by a remarkably impressive 5-game set versus Hungrybox to end his tournament at 7th place.
And, you know, it's DeJuan. Like, nobody likes losing to him because he just is, he's just like one of those people that can be like annoyingly positive.
Now, we know Shroom fell to the losers bracket early, but you may be wondering, why was Hungrybox there? And to answer that question, we'll have to talk about our next story to come from Apex, the one of a consistent Marth player with a talent for doubles. The boy. I hope I don't get DMCA'd for this. Not a lot of people know about this clip either, and I only know about it because I did SFAT's vlogs for a year, so. This is also an unreleased clip from SFAT's
Kevin
vlog.
Pew Pew Utoy was a Marth player from NorCal and was one half of PewFat, one of the greatest doubles teams of all time.
If you guys want to see that vlog, I can show you, actually. It hasn't come out.
It's bros before pros. Because when you win with your bro, like, it's just like, you feed off of each other's, like, good vibes, you know? So it's like, nothing's like that.
At Apex, Pew Pew and his static teams partner SFAT would place 5th, losing
You guys
first
see
to
how
Armada
SFAT's
and
not
Android,
playing
and then to
when
Left
he's getting comboed here, too.
Kevin was added to the Melee It On Me team around 2013, and he would represent them for the singles bracket of Apex 2015. His bracket would end up being an interesting one. After beating Zoo in the winner's side bracket, Pew Pew would move on to arguably one of the biggest singles bracket successes of his career.
I feel like Hungrybox dropped a number of sets of boxes.
Not really other characters, though.
No matter the day, I always feel like there's a chance that I can upset Hungrybox.
Well, let's watch the spacing here. I think that, like, Marth being able to keep Puff out is so huge.
That's the stock.
Oh my god, that is a punish right there.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
You looked like you went for a roll read. Nair's going to do it. Nair's enough. Yeah. 145, that's a good percent to take Puff out at as Marth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of course you want the tippers, but that's not happening nowadays. Pew Pew was in this position versus Hungrybox at NCR, and Hungrybox was able to clutch it out.
Every game.
Every game.
Here's the thing, by the way. Just one.
Oh! Perfect spacing.
There's
no DI.
I don't
Puff
think
exploded.
This might be the first Marth Puff set where it does not look particularly bad for either character.
Yes.
You see this? I'm watching an even matchup right now.
Kevin had been working on the tippers for a while before that.
So important versus Puff. Like, getting stage position back. Wow! How did he stop?
There it is.
It was run
that
forward.
That was pivot. You have to pivot. You have to pivot to get that tipper. That is a real setup. I did not think there were Marths that really practiced that.
I was just excited for him to have a chance to go up against Hungrybox.
Melee It On Me's very own Pew Pew showing that maybe a Marth can beat a Puff, can beat Hungrybox in 2015.
At the time, it was theory crafted Marth beat Puff, but HBox destroyed all Marths.
Careless forward smashes will be.
Oh! He gets the timber forward smash! There was a NorCal chant!
Yo! That is the setup!
The crowd is going nuts right now! No one predicted this!
I never thought that
Koopa Troopa.
of all the gods that it would be Hungry Box.
Are you the
I thought it
Koopa
would be
Troopa?
Dr. Pee or Music King or something. But before this, I went and like studied some tech, read my Cardano threads, so I found out how to do my throws into tippers, my forward pivots, and got me hella mileage.
At the time of this video, this victory would be Pew Pew's first and only win against Hungrybox. It was easily one of the best wins on his resume, and in terms of the Apex bracket as a whole, well, things got a bit mixed up. Hungrybox would drop to losers following a matchup he was heavily expected to win, where he would eventually exit the tournament at 5th place following a 3-1 loss to Armada. Pew Pew would lose his following match versus PPMD 2-1, and in losers he would then fall just short of top 8 against Kirby Kaze. Now, don't get me wrong, 9th place was nothing to sneeze at, but I think the big hypothetical from Kevin's run comes from what could have happened had he not upset Hungrybox. Had Hungrybox taken this set, the following matchup versus PPMD could very reasonably go either way, and as we'll later discuss, that could have drastically changed the outcome of this event. Either way, boys. Hey, welcome, Koopa. Kevin's stay with MIOM would end on February 3rd, 2015, just a couple days after the end of Apex, where he would announce his free agency. The sponsor move would end up being a good decision for him though, as just a few months later on June 5th of the same year, Pew Pew would become the first ever Smash player for the North American esports organization, Counterlogic Gaming. Pew Pew's run here was incredible, and by knocking HBox into losers, he potentially opened the door for others to prove themselves even further in the Apex bracket.
Crowd's like maybe stretching it, but you just felt really happy to be a part of NorCal and like a part of like Kevin's journey to become like somebody who can take down a god like that.
I'll always remember that feeling of beating him at Apex 2015.
I think of almost every entrant at this event though, nobody had more to prove than Japan's famous Red Yoshi, AMSA. Can we talk about how crazy it was that like we were getting like top tier esports sponsorships in 2015? One of the only other Japan representatives alongside AMSA was Shippu, a very formidable Peach player who had received a free trip to Apex for winning the Japanese qualifier Battle Gateway 6. Shippu would fall well before top 64 of bracket at 113th place to Alex 19, a somewhat surprising career low for the Peach given his consistent top 3 placements while in Japan. With Shippu out early, all eyes would be on Masaya AMSA Chikamoto, as he was the player who had been slowly but surely rising the ranks and piquing the interest of players from around the world.
For years, he was considered, okay, well, this guy is obviously super good because he's beating a lot of our top players whenever he comes to Apex, you know, flies overseas and comes and beat our top players, but he's also an anomaly. He uses Yoshi. Nobody knows that matchup at the time. There's no resources like we have today back in 2014 and 2015.
Yeah, true, Wisely.
So people can't really get practice against Yoshi.
His first breakout performance would be at Apex 2014, where he defeated Fly Amanita, Chudat, and Silent Wolf to solidify his status as a tournament threat. In addition, AMSA would participate in a massive exhibition gauntlet through a handful of Melee's ranked players at the time, where he won nearly every set.
He does actually. Oh my shrinks! The kid is dirty! The kid is dirty! Oh my god! The kid is dirty!
With the set off Mewtwo King at Kings of Cali 4 already on his resume, it was no secret going into 2015 that AMSA was good, but the real question was if he'd have staying power with his unorthodox character choice. Best of 5 sets were a struggle for the Yoshi player in his tournament infancy, as opponents would have more time to adjust.
Before you know it, if you're facing him in bracket, you get 2-0'd before you learn the matchup, and it's like, huh, was he really outplaying me, or did I just not know the matchup? And that's always been the conversation around AMSA.
Yeah, but my goodness, did this Yoshi player make everyone eat their words.
I feel like Apex 2015 finally showed people that he is actually that good.
a lot of people didn't realize what the power of that technique was going to be until they saw like the kind of punishes he was getting off of, you know, like Marth's trying to up tilt him on platforms on, you know, Battlefield and Ocean Story.
Listen, guys, I know it's not a Marth, okay? It was the best I could do.
First match of, well, I should say, right outside top 8. Winner makes top 8. SVAT versus AMSA.
He was talking about shield drops, AMF.
Nice read. Up air, so he's trying to keep Kirby-Kaze in the air.
AMSA is all over this man right now.
The codes are discount codes to the store.
That was systematic.
Oh, what's up, Blur?
Kirby-Kaze, and he's advancing in the top 6.
In a repeat of Apex 2014, AMSA would defeat the then-ranked number 11 Fly Amanita for the beginning of Top 48. He would then fall to losers by the hand of Leffen, but in doing so, the Yoshi would find himself running through a gauntlet of space animal players, Zoo, Lucky, and SFAT, who in the previous ranking year were placed at 21st, 12th, and 20th respectively.
These 3 wins kind of compounded are telling people, okay, AMSA is actually for real, and we have enough data points now to actually be able to say AMSA is very, very good, and he could be a top 10 player, even with him only coming to 1 or 2 events.
Where we are
in the
about
US every year.
30 minutes in. He'd follow these wins with another victory over Kirby-Kaze, the highest-rated player in Canada for 2014's annual ranking. The run would ultimately be cut short a set afterwards, though, ending his tournament at 5th place with a competitive 5-game set versus Mango, including a rare sight of a set where the crowd actually cheered against America's
after we're
hometown
done
hero.
watching, though. Is what we
Author Edwin Budding ranked
on.
AMSA's Apex 2015 as the number 5 all-time Cinderella runs in Melee, and it definitely makes a lot of sense. Wins over Fly Amanita, Zoo, Lucky, SFAT, Kirby-Kaze, and an incredibly close 5-game set versus Mango. These were all top 25 ranked players in the world at the time, with Mango as the best player of 2014. AMSA would leave the event as the highest placing competitor outside of the famed top 6, and he absolutely showed up at the biggest Melee tournament of its time. Not to mention, he also managed to place 9th in the Wii U bracket with some very exciting Greninja play.
Dude, I don't think anyone remembers
AMSA was
that
on
he
his way
like,
to something
Wii U.
And
Up smash.
Good job by Mango. Oh, there goes AMSA.
AMSA with an impressive 5th place finish.
5th place, man.
So, 5th place, if you're going to count Leffen, in the Pantheon, if you like the top 5, the top 6, I should say, the god.
Sorry, Apex Smash 4 Afterthought is like the biggest fact ever, which is insane because it was the first major for Smash 4, I'm pretty sure. And it had like 800 entrants or something insane. Like it wasn't that far off from the biggest Melee tournament, which was this one, which had like 1,000. So that's crazy to think about. Sorry, had to answer that one. Go back a few for you guys. But
if you like the top 5, the top 6, I should say, the gods.
I believe
AMSA placed right outside the gods.
It's funny how I can be considered the greatest of all time, but also equally at the same time be the biggest buster of all time, all the time. Like, how does that make sense, you know?
the stylization of the Kid, the Goat, and the Buster is one that defines Joseph Mango Marquez. As a member of the Five Gods of Melee, as well as a player who remained within the top 6 for over a decade, Mango is widely considered to be one of the greatest Melee players of all time. He would dominate the competition in the years leading up to 2015, but there was something about the Apex series that always seemed to prevent him from winning.
The Summer Smash, it is super dominant by Mango. He wins the 3 biggest tournaments, MLG Anaheim, EVO, and Big House, going from June until October in 2014. So at the end of 2014, it's like Mango is easily, like, far and away the best player of the year. The thing is, going into Apex, it was tricky to evaluate his prospects because little known fact about Mango is he has not even made grand finals of an Apex ever in his career, and we knew that. Yeah, we knew that going into Apex 2015. It's like, which Mango is going to show up? Is it the one who just won the 3 biggest tournaments of 2014, or is it the one who's never made grand finals of an Apex?
Ooh, Gumby Mango.
It would be at Apex 2015 where Mango birthed his final title of the Buster, a Smash community term used to describe someone who underperformed at any given event.
I realized life is.
I had to do it. Come on. It was
Sometimes
too good
just
not
go out like
to.
a buster, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Silent Wolf's early win
official.
versus
What's up,
Shroom would bring the Fox to Mango in the second round of winners. Mango would convincingly win this set 2-0, followed by another 2-0 win versus Nintendude. These of course weren't unexpected wins, but Mango's run would ultimately be stopped short first by the hands of Leffen and then by Armada with respective 3-1 and 3-0 losses. He'd defeat AMSA in a close 3-2 set to advance one round further to Armada, but all things considered, Mango's Apex run just didn't have a lot going on, unfortunately. From his first attendance in 2010 to his last in 2015, Apex would be one of Mango's weaker performances every year.
I want you to think about your life. How many times have you gone out of buster? It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
I went out with
It's true.
such a buster this week. Oh,
All facts.
holy. I act like Mr. Cool Guy on Saturday. I call out Leffen. Oh. And then I just get 3-1.
No.
And then I play Adam.
Gano Breeder? I don't know how you pronounce that. Sorry. Don't worry, I got you. But it wouldn't just be these handful of sets that Mango lost, though. In addition to exiting from Apex at 5th place, an all-time low series placement for him if we exclude 2010, where we saw Scorpion Master, Mango would also lose $1,000 to Leffen at the conclusion of their winner's side set. Now, you may be asking exactly why Mango lost $1,000 in what was just a winner semi-set. And to answer that, we'll have to talk a bit more about the Fox player who many branded as the Swedish villain of Smash.
I do have a new video. Welcome Pop-Tart. Welcome Mecha Brad. Yeah,
Going
it's
into
a full
2015,
feature-length
it felt
documentary
like
on
all
Apex.
eyes were on William Leffen Jelta.
It will be out after we watch
He would
it
exit
here.
the previous year's Apex at an impressive 4th place, which included his first ever win against one of the 5 gods, Hungrybox.
Oh! That's it! Leffen jumps out of his chair! Hungrybox in loser's bracket!
This event would immediately put Leffen in the players to look out for category, and it'd serve as one of the first steps in a very successful Melee career. He would proceed to
What a
take out 3
signature, right?
additional gods in the
Honestly.
coming months, Armada at Beast 4,
And he won. Leffen has finally beaten Armada.
PPMD at MLG Anaheim,
He gets the assist and Leffen takes it!
Shit, Koopa, I wish you
Mango
gave
at
that to me
Beast 5.
earlier. That would have been
Mango,
insane.
It looked like he gave up right there. Good job by Leffen, kicking
my
Mango
God.
into the losers bracket.
which
Yo,
left
I just
only
okay.
Mewtwo
Sorry,
King
I
on
just
his
saw
list as Apex
documentary
2015
kid follow
approached.
me. I appreciate that
Apex
a lot.
2015 having all 5 gods in
some of your
attendance would
footage
serve
here,
as
so
Leffen's
thank
ticket
you.
into Melee's exclusive
There's not a
top
lot
level.
of found footage.
But with
that
his
I can actually
reputation
use for
becoming
this.
more and more well known, Leffen would soon have his first true boss battle in sight.
Oh, who's that? Oh, guys, sorry, hang on. Before we start this, it's actually like super cold in my room. Just give me 1 sec, okay? And wisely, actually, this is only like 20 minutes longer than the Axe video. 1 second, though, it's just like freezing in here. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to put a jacket on. I don't know if you need to see it or anything like that, but, you know, it's kind of just something to keep me warm in here. So hopefully you guys understand. I just needed to really stay warm because my house is just so cold.
So, I don't know. It's like, what do you guys think? Is this gonna keep me warm, or? I hope it does, honestly. But yeah, we'll just go from there. So, but yeah. So might be anyway. Being more and more well known, Leffen would soon have his first true boss battle in sight. All right, everyone sing along. If you guys can chat along to the beat of the song, we're all in.
I'm not lawful. Make this pussy stop talking. You're not one of the gods, you're one of the god awful. We all got kin. When looking at your fox, bitch, stick to smash 4 and losing by
Dr.
4
Latte.
Not a fan of your style. You ain't
What's up,
standing
man?
your ground. You get wins while kicking a man when he's down. Like, I beat Mango, I'm the favorite if he chokes. As far as Armada goes, I'll just wait till he's a host. Ain't no telling how foolish you'll be looking. Evidence.zip can't contain the ass whooping. Right when
Actually,
we
a
realize the
fire
money match
diss
is
track
over,
is
that'll be a
insane.
cue to throw your
Like, this aged
controller.
very, very well. At Apex just the year prior, Calvin Gimmer Lofton, one of the founders of the popular Smash livestream and media company VG Bootcamp, would birth the Apex 2014 Salty Suite. The idea itself wasn't anything super new to the FGC. People would set up a stream in a hotel room, talk a bunch of shit, drink a bunch of alcohol, and hype up a bunch of rivalries. Apex 2015 would bring the same after-hours collection of exciting money matches and exhibition sets under the tutelage of Gimmer and the VG Bootcamp team. On the fight card for Apex 2015 Salty Suite were an entourage of very memorable events, including the famous pregame antics from Bizarro Flame.
Easy money!
There is an instrumental tornado. Westballs and his eloquent insults.
I'm about to be shining until he starts crying.
Wes Balls' line, like the shining till you're crying. Someone just told him to say it.
A rematch between Axe and Silent Wolf after Axe's famous 4-stock at EVO 2014.
I mean, do I
Only
look
there was
worried?
a documentary about that.
He does
Crazy
not
to
look
watch.
worried, Otto. How did it feel to be you for the past 6 months?
I mean, it's all good. I'm about to 4-stock this dude right now, so it doesn't even matter.
Actual heat, Otto.
Silent Wolf calling for a
Insane.
4-stock. Can he do it? Axe versus Silent Wolf, best of 5. Let's go.
And an old school rematch between PC Chris and Ken, where PC crowd surfed at the conclusion.
Falls to his death.
To me. Ah, no. Look at that. That is way more sweet than salty.
Yup.
You can be sure of that.
Obviously, we didn't know PC Chris was going to crowd surf.
PC's gonna crowd serve.
I wish I
As
knew.
exciting
PC
as all
Chris,
these
like,
bouts
while he
were,
played. Nothing could outshine the main event for the evening. A real, no-nonsense
Lefton
grudge
versus
match
Chill
between
Man.
Old Melee and New.
Coming up next, Chillin' Dude versus Leffen.
I don't need to say anything. Everyone knows what I'm going to say. And it's gonna be 5-0. That's how it's gonna be. Like, I really wish he would have more of a shot so I could set him up as a goal, and I practiced really hard. I wish that was the case.
God.
$100 is not a lot of money. But as it is now, $100
absolutely
for better
buried.
50,000 or
Like,
more
what a-
prize spot. Why should I waste
Just
my time
completely
practicing against
buried
him? I'm
him
gonna
with
beat
this.
him anyway. He takes a game. Sure, he takes a game. He loses his color by the end of the day anyway.
What started with Leffen trash-talking Chillin' sponsorships with Curse and Team Liquid ended up escalating into a first-to-5 Fox Ditto Pride match. The loser of this set wouldn't just be down $100. They would also lose the rights to the Fox default costume forever. Sorry, I just want to say, I had absolutely no idea that there was even money on the line in this set, and I think that makes this entire situation even more entertaining. Did you guys know
Anyway,
that it was for $100? Like, I literally did not know.
I think Leffen isn't going to know what's hitting him. I don't think he's properly prepared the way I am. And I just think I'm better at Fox Dittos than he is, if I'm being perfectly honest. So
he's getting ready for the money match, and he's like kind of psyching himself up, talking through his game plan. He's like, okay. So yeah, Leffen's really good. I mean, he's got good combos, very modern kind of Fox. But I think I've got one thing that he's not going to be able to deal with, which is those falling uppers, I think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him with those falling uppers. He's not really going to, it's going to throw him off. It's going to take him out of his element.
Falling
That's
up
kind of my
airs,
game
baby.
plan. I think I hit with those falling up airs. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, bro. And I kind of walked away from there like, all right, Chillin's completely fucked.
But the entire room changed their minds when they finally heard the diss track.
And then, time for the main event, and the rap song starts playing left in diss track, and I didn't know what the fuck was happening. And like I explained, it was like I lived, because we didn't have Smash diss tracks back then. You know, Mike K,
No,
a couple
we
others
did not.
got into that game, right. But at the time, I did not know what the fuck was happening. All this, and as this song was played, and I slowly realized what was going on, I felt, for like a flicker, I was like, Chillin's gonna win.
This was a dream come true for me. I'd always played Smash on the side, but I was born and raised a rapper.
That didn't really help him win the set, though.
I love that I could have devoted like 20 minutes to just this
and it's
section.
about time for him to learn some respect.
And I didn't even montage
I'm
the
not
set.
the favorite by any means, but for people thinking it's going to be free for Leffen, like they're sadly mistaken.
I basically forgot about the match while we were recording the diss track. It kind of came back to me afterward, and I was like, oh shit, I have to actually play this dude tomorrow.
Oh my god. Oh, there's so many hits on that one.
Leffen, what do you have to say to Chillin before we start?
I'm sorry. All right, let's just play. I can bother this fraud, and let's move on, all right?
Whatever Chillin and Leffen did was just completely off the top.
Let's play some Melee.
It was very nerve-wracking, and so to deal with this, I drank a lot of alcohol. A lot.
And a 5-0. Right now, Chillin gets dethroned. He is not using this color fox anymore.
Chillin might have gotten washed. Not a single game won. Sure, some were pretty close, but the humiliation had no bounds. Leffen followed through with his promise at Paragon 2015, a 5-0 victory. And in losing in such tremendous fashion, this is all Chillin would have to say.
You have anything you want to say to the people?
My B.
The way the My B was formulated was, how can I get off this stage the fastest possible? The fewest number of letters, even, that I can say to leave this stage immediately.
After Chillin's departure from the stage, Mango would end up taking on the role of an Avenger at Apex.
Just saying, guys.
In true WWE fashion, he would enter the ring to challenge Leffen to a $1,000 money match if they met in the main bracket.
Mango was watching, and I walked up to him before they started, and I was just like, hey man, like, if like Chillin gets whooped, could you just like do something? And he said something like, I got you. And that's when he walked up and just challenged Leffen to a $1,000 money match. I was just like, whoa, whoa, okay.
This man, okay, I went to his country, and he beat me. Okay. But you come to my country and you beat my man 5-0. If we play in bracket, we're gonna put 1,000 on it. 1,000.
And as fate would have it, Leffen would have the opportunity to cash out against another American on the final day of Apex, with just a single, godly roadblock in his path.
I can't play Vanilla Fox, cause Leffen 5-0'd me. I learned how to play guitar.
The cigarette, dude, is just enough.
In an almost poetic fashion, the player standing between Leffen and a now $1,000 money match with Mango was a winner's quarter set versus the last of the 5 gods he had yet to defeat, Jason Mewtwo King Zimmerman. This was a top 8 qualifier match, meaning the winner of this set would move on to top 8 on the winner's side with a guaranteed 7th place finish. However, at Apex 2015, all sets prior to top 8 were best of 3. Against anyone, this probably matters the most versus Mewtwo King, where the ability to ban his favorite stage, Final Destination, would give Leffen some much-needed breathing room. 2 games was all Leffen needed to make history. Do you guys think Leffen would have won the set if it was 3 out of 5? I wonder if I could do a poll for that, but just curious.
This is a best of 3.
Best of 3 might be the environment.
We are starting on Yoshi's Story. very uncharacteristic of Mewtwo King. And that's it, off the top. Leffen does a mini jump into the air.
And the quit out. I heard the
no contest.
No contest.
I didn't lose.
Leffen chant.
Wow, for the first time in history, I hear a Leffen chant. People are ready
I think
for him to join, to officially join the top 6.
And you know the thing too, if Mewtwo King loses to Leffen here, we have Mango versus Leffen in winner's semis for $1,000.
Mewtwo King having a hard time closing it out, but that might be it. Forward air.
Wow.
KO's Leffen off the side.
Yo, Leffen mounting a little comeback though, and on Mewtwo King's counterplay.
Will we have the rematch of Mewtwo King versus Mango?
Or will Mewtwo King prevent the prophecy from being fulfilled yet again?
Or will Leffen become the first person in history to beat all 5 gods?
Wow.
And
that's the counter.
Play Mango. I see Slob coming from Mewtwo King.
This is not the time for Slob.
You know what it really is he's just running at Leffen, right?
That's it! That's it, and Leffen takes it over Mewtwo King, a 3-stock on Dreamland!
Leffen has made history.
Apex 2015 marked the event where Leffen would topple all 5 gods, becoming the first player of only 2 in Melee's competitive history to ever do so. Also,
throughout 2014, I think Leffen transitioned from the guy who randomly lost to other top 20 players like Javi at Apex a couple years back to somebody who did not lose to anybody except the gods anymore. And like he solidified that status throughout the summer of Smash. And then at Big House, he beat Armada. He got 3rd. It was like a very, very fast rise for him. And Apex 2015 was the tournament where they probably rigged the bracket, who knows, but him and Mewtwo King are winners quarters lined up to play against each other. And Mewtwo King happens to be the last god that Leffen has not defeated yet. And then he goes ahead and beats Mewtwo King. So then I think that kind of signaled his ascent to be a solid member of the top 6. He was not the 6th wheel anymore. It was just, oh wow, this 5 gods thing, we kind of have to reconsider it because Leffen has now beaten all 5 of them, which nobody has ever done before. So now it's the top 6.
This would be an achievement obtained only by a rare few in Melee's competitive scene, and with a portion of the gods now retired from the game, an achievement that would only be held by those few for the rest of time. With history being written as he played, Leffen would have the chance to prove himself yet again and break the foundation of the gods in his next match versus Mango. The other one is Plub. No one knew this better than Leffen, who had not taken a single set win versus Mango for the entirety of 2014, but with a close 5-game set victory at the start of 2015 at Beast, it was looking like Leffen's time to shine. With $1,000 in cross-continental pride on the line, Leffen would take the momentum from his set with Mewtwo King and use it to completely dismantle Mango.
Yeah, if he does this, man, up tilt, not gonna... Oh, yes, it is!
Leffen!
What? Of all the ways for the set to end, up tilt!
Leffen would ultimately exit the tournament at 3rd place, outperforming 3 out of the 5 gods and following what many consider to be his true emergence into the pantheon of greatness. His sets versus Mewtwo King and Mango proved that while there might have been 5 gods, there was also a god slayer among them. Melee was now represented by its top 6. Of everything that happened at Apex, these were some of the event's greatest stories. But I think it's about time we talk about the 2 players who made it all the way. Craigasm? In the history of competitive Melee, America and Europe have always seemed to be in this power struggle over which continent had the best player in the game. This would be reflected in Melee's annual Top 100 ranking system, where starting in 2015 and for almost 3 years after that, the Swedish Peach player Adam Armada Lindgren would stand at the top of the list. Aside from Armada's mainstay as one of the gods of Melee, this period of dominance would also be manifested by his downright uncomfortable level of consistency, having positive records against every opponent he has ever played, excluding the short list of Captain Jack and Silent Spectre. That'd be crazy. This sheer ability for the game comes with another bonus fact. Armada not only stayed positive in record versus almost everyone, He didn't lose a single set to a single player outside of the top 6, except for a few, and I mean a few, rare instances over an 8-year period. It wasn't always like this, though. In fact, before Armada's dominance starting in 2015, Mango, an American, was the undisputed best player in the world. This battle of continents would spawn one of the most storied rivalries in Smash between Mango and Armada, but for a brief moment in the summer of 2014, there was a new face at the top of the rankings over both of them. And it was another American, by the name of Kevin PPMD Nanny. Before attending Apex 2015, PPMD had not returned to the competitive scene in over 5 months, but back then he went by the humble tag of Dr. PP. Prior to this break, and much like some of the other Melee gods, Kevin had a period of dominance where he managed to win every tournament he entered for over half a year, starting in late 2013 and extending to mid-2014, including a clean sweep to first place at Apex the year prior. He would later be picked up by professional esports organization Evil Geniuses on May 9th, 2014, where he would officially swap his tag to PPMD. And after that, he'd win Skatar 3 in yet another dominating display, but he wouldn't be able to take home first for any remaining event in the year.
Evil Geniuses, I never thought I would say these words, wins their first Smash Major.
Namely, a pair of 4th place finishes at MLG Anaheim and EVO 2014 would more or less wrap up his year with just enough evidence to place him at the top of the rankings for that one summer. But like the Avatar, when the world needed him most, he vanished. It was later revealed that a depression coupled with personal issues caused the beloved Melee player to take a step back from the game.
Not too happy with how I played this tournament. I'm not. And I have very specific, important reasons for that.
True,
that don't need to be
wisely,
mentioned
so
in this
true.
interview. But they will be taken care of, and I will come back to much better form, I think, in the future, and I hope to give people much more exciting matches.
His first major tournament back would end up being Apex 2015, but with the field as competitive as ever alongside PPMD's personal struggles, some people were wary of his chances to reach the top again, and many placed their bets on Armada and Europe to take home the gold medal at Apex.
He ain't look ready yet.
Just a few months after PPMD's
That
sponsorship
set, on
with
the
Evil
TV was
Geniuses,
versus
Armada would join
Waffles, by the
Alliance
way.
on the back of an impressive 2014, where PPMD won Skatar 3, Armada placed 4th. Where PPMD placed 4th at MLG Anaheim, Armada placed 2nd. Where PPMD placed 4th at EVO, Armada placed 3rd. The two were neck and neck, and they were set on a collision course for Apex 2015. PPMD and Armada would first meet earlier in the bracket in winter semis, where they would play an as competitive as expected 5-game set. PP would ultimately take the win and advance to winners finals, where he would face Leffen, fresh off a trailblazing performance versus Mewtwo King and $1,000 richer after his set against Mango. As for Armada, he would first match up with Hungrybox, who had been sent to losers in the upset victory from Pew Pew U just hours earlier. But just as fate would bring Leffen to Mango for a $1,000 match, the winner semi-set between PPMD and Armada would not be the last time they'd meet at this Apex.
Cat Jam number 3.
I had no idea what this tournament was going to be, but it's become something that we'll never forget.
And now you could put the
Switches to
Cat
Falco,
Jams
which I think we
Falco's
knew.
coming out. All right, we're trying to get something started right now.
And that's a big shine.
Yeah.
64% from one hit. And any one hit from Armada can lead to massive damage.
Yeah. Could lead to Armada being up 2 stars.
Yup.
They're off stage. Will he get the edge guard? I feel like he will.
Armada's
Yeah.
edge guards, like flawless, like usually flawless.
Yeah.
Me again, I don't know if that was the right thing.
Yeah.
Stack It Up's coming out. Force Match is going to do it.
Wow.
2-1 PPMD. EG's PPMD will be in top 8 winner side.
You think of even a jab up smash, up throw?
Up throw, up air.
Wow, 90%, and Hungrybox is out of here. Alliance's own Armada moves on. Congratulations.
This is a super tight battle net right now. He's got the... Wow, and the head toss.
PPMD, that was too fast.
Shout out to Haza? I don't know how to pronounce it.
This is it.
Tyler, he made my profile picture.
And another Apex.
And all those
gets
signals.
himself right there in grand finals.
From winner's side.
Yes, sir. Oh, Armada with the slick movement.
Yeah.
Wow. The stare down. Armada looking focused right now.
That's it.
That will do it on Yoshi's story. Armada defeats Mango. Yo, Armada all over him. He's playing so aggressive. Wow, the shot. Oh,
Leffen. Side B's in the opposite direction. I can't believe it. Great job. Armada makes it to Grand Finals, and we're going to have a run back.
Yo, PP versus Armada.
Yeah, that was an
While it's
obscene amount of
unsurprising
orange
that these
juice.
two players would end up in Grand Finals given their skill, I'd be remiss to say that it was a bit of a surprise they were even at Apex at all. PPMD's inactivity left many wondering what his future in Melee would look like, and Armada's flight in from Europe was initially cancelled due to the New Jersey snowstorm. Luckily for them both, the two made it to Apex and they would find themselves sitting together at the biggest tournament of its time. One more event to settle the score between rankings, countries, and rivals.
All right. Armada versus PP. Alliance versus Evil Geniuses.
It's happening. And we're probably going to start on Battlefield.
That's what it's looking like. All
Yep.
right.
As they say, Battlefield or bust. Game 1. Armada letting him back on stage. Really great well space. Whoa! First blood. Oh, wow.
Mango-esque follow-ups. Whoa.
Seriously.
There, back air.
Into Pokemon
Stadium, and he's staying Marth.
Okay.
Fox Marth, who knew that, these two would be playing this matchup, especially after, winner's semis, they went to Game 5 and Falco Peach, and now Fox Marth. Trying to get out of there, I think, and for good reason. Wow!
Whoa! You know your hitboxes.
Look at PP, he's like, okay, yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Nice.
Counter.
Whoa.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Covered all 4 recovery options.
Couple, that'll
okay.
Okay.
That'll do it indeed.
And Armada up 2-0 in this first set.
Wow.
Dodge cancel shine. Whoa. Whoa. Yo, PP.
Okay. Wow. And this set is getting crazier and crazier as the games go by. Game 5 up next.
Yeah, so PP now poised to take the tournament if Armada doesn't play his cards real carefully. This is looking like a very different set than a moment ago.
Oh,
wow.
That's a stock. But Armada.
Oh my goodness, and that hurts for PP.
Yes, correcting.
I like that PP, he smiles, he laughs it off, but, I guess he recognizes that he needs to get his head in gear and not let that affect him. Wow, good air dodge from PP. Back air, is that going to close out the set?
Yes,
I think so.
Absolutely, unless he has a double jump. No way. We have a reset situation.
My goodness. A matchup that we have seen at Apex 2013, in Grand Finals now again, and we are starting to see this in all forms of character assortments are kind of coming into play right now. I think this is, a lot of people are saying, this is kind of the pinnacle of the modern era where people are really learning to develop their secondaries to, face new threats. I think that this is a fitting Grand Finals for this tournament, and set 2. This is looking like a very different Marth vs. Fox team than the ones we've been seeing, but, we'll take what he can get for the damage.
Wow, great DI after that. Soft up air, and PPMD still on the chase. That was so old school.
Armada has looked really strong at this matchup until this set, but all of a sudden it seems like he is just on a tear. With some newfound confidence, I'm not sure. Wow, the pivot grab, up throw, down air. And that's difficult to deal with too because Marvelous with his grab range, oh my goodness.
That's a stock.
That'll do it. PP is up 2-0.
Good read. And not yet.
Wow. The up B, such a clutch move from PP. I think that was the only thing he could have done. Is he going to get the tournament?
And PPMD from Evil Geniuses is our first place Grand Finals Super Smash Bros. Melee champion.
Apex 2015. Yo, PP is back.
It's only fitting that PPMD stood atop the mountain of one of Melee's greatest tournaments. As the now overwhelmed Apex 2015 champion, Kevin Nanny would hold his head in his hands and soak in the moment. Bible thump, guys. Despite the long break from Melee, many were happy to see PPMD's run, and Apex would end up becoming one of his most famous performances ever. PP would enter a few more tournaments through the remainder of his 2015 and his career as a whole. 3rd place at EVO 2015, 1st at Canada Cup, 5th at Smash Summit, 6th at Genesis 3, and wrapping his singles chronicles up with a 10th place at Battle of the Five Gods. But nothing could quite compare to the magic at Apex 2015. One person represented an entire country and showed the world what it had to offer.
So this will be his highest placing in any national.
One person turned competitive Melee into a high-stakes spectacle.
If we play in bracket, we're gonna put 1,000 on it. 1,000. 1,000.
One person solidified his career as a Godslayer.
Levin has made history.
One person would dominate the competitive scene for years to come.
Man, Armada has really just...
He's taking
He's really put some distance between himself and everybody else.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes.
And hell, one person kind of became a pop culture icon.
Chillin'. You have anything you want to say to the people?
Maybe.
But at the top of all of these triumphs, we have Kevin Nanney. Apex 2015 was the last major tournament PPMD would ever win. It will forever be a moment of glory, especially given his personal struggles, shared with the community that helped crown him a champion one last time. And just look at what a small mark his victory left on this beautiful and breathtaking piece of history.
Apex 2015, it will go down as this thing where there was a disastrous venue situation, but there's also a lot of good that came out of it.
Proving to ourselves that the group of people who attend these tournaments can turn around and set up, turn on a dime and set up a whole other tournament.
We have like a crowd that's bigger than our grand finals and more hype, more noise, everything. We need to do Smash tournaments at a convention center every time because this is Smash Expo. It's not Apex anymore. It's something bigger.
It just shows you what kind of community that we have.
I don't know, just the ability for the community to come together and pull something off like that is just crazy impressive.
I give Apex 2015 like a lot of credit for like where I am today.
That served as a big motivator for me. And, sure enough, 18 months later we had Shine.
Genesis would not be what it is today if things hadn't gone down the way.
Smash GG as a concept became a thing at Apex 2015.
I think overall it actually worked out in everybody's favor with the event move, except maybe Twitch's pockets. And having, Nintendo at the helm with all the other TOs helping definitely made that possible.
That happened to be in, I guess maybe the right place at the right time in terms of being able to like take a situation like that and turn it around.
Dude, you were trending on Twitter. How does that feel?
It's trending above the Super Bowl for a little bit. It's so amazing.
Something about that Apex just felt like the most hype event.
This event was just special, man. Like everything about it was insane. And then who knows, maybe the conditions involved with how it ended up that way made players play a little less on point, which made things more interesting.
Even though that one was like the biggest shit show, it was still the best one. Right?
I think Apex 2015 is one of the best events that ever happened. And it's so weird to say. It's the worst best event, obviously. Had a lot of drama around it. But undeniably, you look at the VODs, and you look at the footage, and you look at the drama and the storylines. It just had more from a content perspective than anything we've done before it.
15, Apex. Like legendary event.
A lot of different successes in the last few years in the Smash community can be attributed to the challenges that we had to overcome stemming from Apex 2015.
I do think it's amazing that we ended up, doing the opposite. I do not think Smash or Melee would be nearly as big in the following years if we had it.
This Melee thing, is blowing up so much, and it's what I love, man. I think people need to think about that more when they talk about, what really makes you happy. Because, you can go to your 9 to 5 and you can be miserable. You can make your money and then come home and be like, wonder why I'm not fulfilled. So I'm going to tell other people they're not fulfilled for doing what makes them happy. I'm doing what makes me happy. And if I end up going all the way with Melee, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just going to try and figure it out.
There has never been a tournament with more history and heart behind it than Apex 2015. It will forever be remembered as simultaneously one of the greatest
some hearts in
tournaments of
chat,
all
boys.
time, alongside one of the scene's greatest failures, and for that reason, I have no idea how this tournament even happened. I mean, how does the Smash scene always find a way? How is it humanly possible for this community to make the most out of a completely terrible situation? In an interview with Polygon, Michael Nintendude Brancato says, everyone remembers Apex for being both saved and one of the greatest tournaments of all time in terms of the actual matches and hype. They do forget that it still ended at 3 a.m. since Sunday's schedule went terribly.
Despite the fact that the event ran so long, I think to like 2+ a.m., everyone stayed. Like everyone knew we were in the middle of something like historic.
It's safe to say that Apex did not go even remotely as expected, but this event was a blessing in disguise. And that's all attributed to the sheer tenacity of the Melee community and their ability to band together in the face of a catastrophe. It's strikingly sublime, yet diabolically disastrous.
This will never happen again. There's never been something like teleporting a tournament 45
Our
minutes
handsome
away,
blur. Good for
getting
you.
everyone here, done in 6 hours.
I mean, really, imagine
not
how
talk
bad
during this
things
chapter.
could
I'm
have
about
been
to get
had the
emotional.
fire alarm never been pulled. Imagine what a serious situation that could have turned into. Imagine the massive tragedy and backlash against esports and a community just starting to get into a good stride. Everything that could have went wrong did. Every event planner's worst nightmares all came to life, but Melee persists. Instead of receiving one of the biggest blows to our community, we got a new venue, a hell of a lot of memorable performances, and history in the making. And if that doesn't make you proud, hell, I honestly don't know what to tell you. There may never be another tournament like Apex, but regardless of what happens in Melee's future, we will always have its past. And damn, did Apex really give us a past to look back on. It was truly a remarkable event that I don't think anyone could have ever seen coming. Honestly, to whoever pulled the fire alarm that day, you kind of made history too.
Society would
Facts,
say,
find that guy.
why are you all together? There's no reason for you to really be interacting with each other. But you have a GameCube controller, you're one of us.
Through it all, we're left with some really great stories that we otherwise would have never had the chance to see had that first venue not been shut down by the fire marshal. And that's pretty damn special. Expect the best, plan for the worst, and prepare to be surprised. Simple enough.
Yeah, USA holding it down. Happy to bombard the elevator, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.
We got post credits, boys. Don't worry.
Next patch for Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Yes.
Smash 4
And
for
are they
Wii
gonna?
U.
He dropped a bomb on us. Melee HD is coming.
Oh my god!
I had to do it, Juggle Guy, just like Scar had to.
Can I tell people?
Stop,
Can I tell
come
people
on.
something?
Yeah.
Can I tell people something?
Are you such a good clip, man? Come on.
No.
Okay, okay.
I'm dead serious.
Okay, all right, yeah.
One of the best things to go to Apex for, year after year, one of the absolute best things. No other tournament has come as close to this. That's fat sandwiches. The Are You Hungry food trucks, especially when we were located at Rutgers, when they were using the Rutgers venue. Are You Hungry food trucks, half a mile away. Get a fat sandwich, dude. Stuff that with some chicken fingers, some mozzarella sticks, some honey mustard. You get some French fries in there. In some cases, some sliced steak. You know, some like cheesesteak kind of stuff. Nothing's ever come close to that.
Oh,
That's
I
just a
fucking love
fact.
you, man. Wait, okay, but it's in New Jersey, so do you call them? Well, you're Blur. You haven't lived, man. Massachusetts area. So do you call them hoagies there?
The fuck out of here, Walt.
I don't call them that. I live
How
in New York.
dare you?
New
How
Jersey.
dare you?
New Jersey
Hoagies?
people call them hoagies. That's what they
Hoagies?
do.
No. No, they just called them fat sandwiches. It was a food truck. Are You Hungry? And it's like RU, like Rutgers University.
Yeah.
Crafty. You know, you'll see fat sandwich places like all over the country, of course. course, but that was the first time I got exposed to them for sure, and that that's my point of reference.
That's how I get you, Pop-Tart.
So shout out to the Are You Hungry food trucks, dude. That's the biggest thing that Apex was one of the biggest selling points, dude.
So this is a funny story I want to tell because it's one of my favorite tournament stories ever.
Sure.
I was spectating the doubles match between Tafakins and Red versus I want to say Swiftbase and Tien.
Okay.
Fox Sheik versus Fox Sheik. So they play game 1, and they turn to ask what the counter pick should be, and they're super confused. Wait, why are you asking us the counter pick? We lost. And it turns out that they teamed with the wrong Fox, and they didn't know.
No way. That's so great. Is that set on YouTube?
It's not.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
If you want to know more about that set, ask Tafo, because I've also asked him about it to retell it for me. It's so funny.
It's just so memorable. It was terrible at the time. I felt terrible. I was pretty
Another
sick.
strapping young gentleman.
But it was very memorable and it was cool. Something only a young Blur could do. I don't know if old washed up Blur could have lived through that weekend. I don't think I want to relive it. Yeah, dude, I don't know if I could do this. Jeez. But it was fun at the time.
I think the great thing about this community is that it's not top heavy. It's built from the ground up, and we can withstand losing people at the top, and we'll still go on because of just that great structure at every level that we have. So just thank you to everybody who's ever loved Smash.
Thank you so much for watching this documentary. I hope you enjoyed it, and much gratitude goes to all of my patrons who make videos like these possible, especially Vishua Stein, Brian Malumpy, and Connor. If you'd like to see more documentaries like this, please consider supporting me on Patreon or check out the new merch store over at turndownforwalt.com.
Oh, wait, did somebody say
merch store?
Oh, shit!
Oh, for the record, the logo at the end doesn't count, guys. To the game, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, gosh, okay, I'm sorry. Listen, that last clip with Sheridan hits me really, really hard in the feels. I'm not gonna get deep on this. I just love this community. So, and that logo does not count. It does not count. There are 2 hidden logos in the video that aren't fucking this one. Doesn't count, okay? Anyway, that's the end. What do you guys think? Thanks for sticking around with me. This was a lot of fun. Let's do this again sometime. Documentary Kid. Oh, Samox. What's up, man? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that a lot. A lot coming from you. Holy crap, everything that you do is such a huge inspiration. So yeah, if you ever want to collab, let me know sometime.